Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend and a wonderful Martin Luther King Day. What I wanted to do today is do a quick walkthrough of NFT Panda. This is actually a game that was recommended quite a bit in the comments and by some subscribers. So I decided to give it a chance. Um, I've been testing it out for about a week now. I like it. It's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and walk through the game here shortly, and then I want to get your opinions on which pandas you think are best and what you think of the overall game. Before we dive into the walkthrough, I did want to mention that as of the time of the recording of this video, we have 96 subscribers. So thank you all that have subscribed. We are 4 away from the NFT giveaway. So I'm hoping by this time tomorrow that we are at the 100 mark and I can go ahead and create the giveaway, the 100 subscriber giveaway video for everybody. Again, we will be offering multiple NFTs. The one winner is able to pick which one they want, and I'll go ahead and send that over to them. And then we'll move forward from there. So hopefully we can get to that here shortly. It'll be multiple games I'll go ahead and throw out there. A couple I mentioned before, Farming Tales and the new Lost Sailors. I'll actually have a full pack that we're going to offer up for Lost Sailors. But that's coming here shortly. So if you're watching this video, you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe and like, and we can go ahead and do that giveaway this week. All right, let's go ahead and let's dive into NFT Pandas. This is actually a pretty cool one. I wasn't aware of it until it was suggested a couple times. So let's walk through the details. Essentially, what you're going to have is there are a number of pandas out there, um, different types of pandas, from warriors to smiths to priests to paladins. It's kind of has all the different details of like a normal a role playing game. And what this reminds me of, and I know this is a stretch, is World of Warcraft when they released the Panda uh, world within there. And when I play this game, I have flashbacks to that. I know, I'm a nerd. It's all right. But that's what this reminds me of, because you have the different types of characters, and pandas is obviously the focus, and they go on adventures. It's a pretty neat game so far. So let's scroll down. They did do a pack sale, and that was a while ago. So the only packs that you can get right now are on the secondary market. You can also get individual ones, which I've been doing individuals. I didn't buy any packs for this yet. Um, the roadmap, quite a bit has happened so far. They do have the initial game out there. They do have, as I mentioned, they have packs out there. They have the shop available. They have weapons available, and we'll go through all those details. Up and coming, I think I just saw an announcement today where they're going to be doing another announcement here in the near future of the next steps, basically the next parts, new adventures. It sounds like they're moving from the beta version to the alpha here shortly. Or I'm sorry, yeah, maybe they're moving to, I'm sorry, from the alpha. Wow, from the alpha to the beta. I had it backwards. So right now we're in alpha, so it sounds like we're going to be moving to beta soon, and they're going to have a major announcement soon. And I'll go ahead and provide highlights to that major announcement here in the near future. As I mentioned, they have not only different types, warriors, and different characters, they also have the typical rarities, common, uncommon, rare, all the way up to mythics, um, which is pretty neat. It sounds like Series 2. This I haven't gotten into very much yet. Um, so they have just a number of different characters that when you go through, they have the promo characters that they released early. But let's actually go ahead and dive into it. Here's my game here. As I mentioned, I got into this about a week ago, so I don't have any high level. What I like to do, and this is just my personal preference, is if there's a game that's already established that's out there, what I like to do is I don't want to dive full into it. I'll buy a few commons and uncommon cards to test it out to see if I like it, see how I like the gameplay, and if I do, then I'll go ahead and I'll jump into it much better cards. So you'll see here is I have one common here, and I have two uncommon that I've been testing out. I don't have any weapons yet, I'm actually going to, as I mentioned, I like this game, so I'm probably going to invest a little heavier into it once we get through a few drops that are coming up here this week and next week. So keep an eye out for that. This is what it looks like. You start out with one slot, and then you can go ahead and buy additional slots. The slots cost the in-game currency, which is BAM, which I'm assuming is for bamboo. So each slot you get, I think this first slot, for slot 2 was 30 BAM. This was 60 BAM, and this is 90. We'll go ahead and click on it. Yep, costs 90 BAM in order to expand, which I will be down the road. But I do have 3 in here. You'll see that you can level up each of your characters as you're going through. You have the experience. Basically, every time you do an adventure, it gives you one experience. But it also costs your energy. So every time you do it, you go ahead and you lose a little bit of energy. And the way you refill your energy is by feeding your hero. You can either buy in the in-game store by going here and clicking on the food. It's actually pretty cheap, and this is in BAM. The things that you want to keep in mind is it goes from common up in rarity. So common will feed a common hero to 100, but it will only feed an uncommon hero up to 50. If you have an uncommon hero, you're going to want to do the uncommon food, and so forth as you go up. And there's a little table here in the info that basically explains that if you have common food, I'm sorry, right here's the rarity of your pandas. So if you have common food, it does 100 here, the promo does 60, 49 uncommon, and so forth down the road. So if you have a legendary, it makes absolutely no sense to buy common food because you'll be buying a lot of it just to get there. For example, I'll be looking to get some rares and epics hopefully here in the near future. Legendary is a little too much for me right now, but hopefully, but in order to feed if I get a rare, I'm going to need to buy rare food. So we'll go over here back to the shop, and rare food would be right here. So it will cost 1 BAM in order to feed my hero up to full level. So that's how you get the energies. Once you get enough experience to rank up your character, you'll see this guy right here in slot 2. He is ready to rank. In order to rank him up, you need to stake BAM. And then it'll allow you to rank up. So in order to rank this, there's also another table here in the information section that shows you basically each of the levels and how much you have to stake depending on the rarity. So this one is a common. So it's going to be pretty cheap. He is right now, he's an officer, and we're going to be moving him to second lieutenant. So I have to have 1.42 BAM staked in order to rank him up. So let's go ahead and rank him up. Go back here to stake. You just click on the stake button right here, and it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you that I've already have 1 BAM staked from when I did my initial ranking, so I just need a little bit more. Let's go ahead and we'll click on that, and I have the balance up here, so this should be fine. Let's go ahead and stake. If you don't have the balance, you can buy it off the Alcor market. It's relatively cheap right now. So now I have it up there. I have it staked to 0.29. So I will go ahead and rank this guy up to a second lieutenant. There we go. And now he's a second lieutenant, which gives him a little bit more BAM when you go through an adventure. So before I go ahead and do any adventures here, let's quick jump over to their white paper. What I wanted to show you is how you earn rewards and what you earn rewards for each. There's a number of different characteristics. They have the panda rarity times the rank, which the rank is what you just saw me do. You just saw me do a rank up. And then there's weapons, which I don't have any weapons now, but I will in the future because once we get down to the weapon section, you'll see it's a decent boost. And then I'll show you this part right here, the adventure reward. Keep that in mind. It'll make sense when I actually show you when we do an adventure. Basically, the adventures give you from negative 100 reward all the way up to 100. So if you get a 0 percentage, that means you get the typical reward, or you can get a bonus or minus. So we'll go through that in detail, and I'll show you what that means. The first one is the panda rarity. So depending on the rarity of your panda will be the base reward that you get. So my commons that I have will only give me 0.12 BAM. Uncommons will give me 0.25 BAM, which isn't a lot. That's why I'm looking forward to moving up to the epic, because it boosts you all the way over a full BAM every time. Legendary mythics, those are great too, obviously, but the cost of those, I don't have the money for those right now. So that's part number one. Part number two is the rank, and that's what we just did. Every time you rank up, you'll get an additional percentage of BAM each time. So my common that I just ranked up will now get an additional 3%. And my other ones, which are only officers, they'll rank up soon, but they'll only get an additional 2. So if you can get up here, the lieutenant general and general, that's when you get some big boosts. And then last but not least is the weapon boost. This is what I mentioned. Depending on the weapon, basically you could more than double. So if I had a common weapon in there for my common, it would be more than double the BAM, and so forth. So I will be getting some weapons here in the near future, so I can boost my rewards. And then, as I mentioned, you have the adventure rewards. You have the positive scenarios, the negative, and the neutral. Neutral is basically 0, which means you'll get the calculation. And I'll show you that here. Let's go ahead and do a few adventures. All right, so we will actually go ahead and start with the common. This is the second lieutenant, so it has a little bit of a boost there. To do an adventure, you just have to click this button here, and it'll go through and give you a little description on how the adventure went. And this is the adventure bonus that I was talking about. This was neutral. Basically, I got the standard BAM. So it was basically 0.12 as the base, and then the 4.8, which is the bonus based on my rank. So let's go ahead and over here, the base for these two uncommons will be 0.25, and then plus all the other bonuses. So let's go ahead and do this adventure. I can honestly say that this has never happened where I've never gotten to 0%. Usually I get some negative, and occasionally I get a positive, but there we go. We got a neutral, which is, you saw the standard plus the 2% bonus for being the officer rank, not the officer rank, officer candidate rank. And let's go ahead and do one more. Since I only have 3 heroes. There we go. You see I got the plus 25%. This is actually pretty lucky. I didn't get any negatives. Usually I get at least 1 minus 50, which would be essentially half of it. But I got a little bit of a bonus there. You'll see it adds right up here. In fact, let's go ahead and refresh, because I don't know if that added in there. I guess it did. So there we go. We have some, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot I spent, or I staked some of the BAM to rank this guy up. So now that we did the adventures for our heroes, there is a 2-hour timer. So it gives them a chance to rest. You saw that the energy went down for each of them. Just for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, even though he doesn't need it yet, you can go all the way down to 0, and then feed. But again, sake of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and feed him to boost him up, to show you how to do that. You press this button here, which is feed the hero. This I already have in stock. I bought it from the store, and you just click feed. It's going to ask you to authenticate, which I don't think you guys can see. And you hear that wonderful crunching, the fantastic sound effects. And then you see him back up to 100. Again, common food for common heroes, uncommon food for uncommon heroes, and so on and so forth. That way you're not wasting money as you go up there. All right, a few other items that I wanted to highlight here. I already showed you the info. This just gives you the basic details when you're staking, if you want to rank up, or the food that I just mentioned. There are leaderboards. Basically, anyone in the top, the top 100 at the end of this timer gets a special reward. I am nowhere near that, and I won't be on that list anytime soon. But I am having fun with this game. They will eventually have a renting option where you can rent heroes and equipment. And I say equipment, I mean weapons. So that's coming down the road. I already showed you this briefly, the store. When you're crafting, you have different components to the weapons. I'm not going to go through all of them, and you have the different rarities of the weapons. And if you once you have some of these, they cost 5 BAM each. You come over crafting, and you go ahead and you can either craft, and that'll basically you select the weapon that you want and the element, and you craft based on that. So you need each of the different components in order to craft. So it's 5 a piece for the components, and then 20 for the crafting fee, and then you can go ahead and craft that. All right, and then the last item in the shop, as I mentioned, the food. They eventually will have potions which aren't available yet. I didn't click on the upgrade. Sorry, jumping back and forth. All right, right now I don't have any weapons, so I guess I can't really show you this. But if I had a weapon there and the components to upgrade, that's how you would upgrade it. More videos to come on that once I have some weapons to do that with. I'll go ahead and do a special video just on the upgrading. All right, I hope you all enjoyed this walkthrough. It's a pretty cool game. If it's something that you think might interest you, go ahead and give it a try. I'll go ahead and buy out a few more slots here and get us some additional heroes. So I will continue to play this, including in future updates that come out and in my weekly wrap up. For those of you that did suggest this, thank you. It's a pretty cool game. I like it. Um, just again, a reminder, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe so we can do the 100 subscriber giveaway. Thank you everyone for your time and have a great rest of your weekend. All right, bye.